Chosen One, you are not encountering this message by coincidence. It arrives in your awareness as part of a larger process, a transition unfolding within you, guided not by external circumstance, but by inner alignment. At this point in your life, a shift is occurring that transcends physical experience. You are being called to understand a new dimension of reality, one that is both spiritual and deeply personal. Many individuals are beginning to experience unusual physical and emotional changes. These range from vivid dreams, momentary sensations of disconnection from time, to heightened sensitivity and emotional fluctuations. If this sounds familiar, you are not alone. These changes are not random. They indicate the early stages of what many refer to as ascending into the fifth dimension, a shift in consciousness that affects the body, mind, and soul. The concept of the fifth dimension is not rooted in fiction or fantasy. It describes a frequency of existence where awareness, energy, and intention begin to shape reality more visibly than ever before. In contrast to the third dimension, where physical reality, separation, and survival dominate, this higher state invites a new foundation. It is characterized by intuition, peace, interconnectedness, and alignment with divine purpose. For many, the fifth dimensional experience begins internally. It is not marked by visible transformation or dramatic revelation. Rather, it unfolds subtly, a deepening sensitivity, a questioning of long-standing beliefs, or a growing desire to live from truth rather than fear. Chosen One, this internal transformation often results in temporary disorientation, physically, mentally, and emotionally. One of the clearest signs of this shift is how your body begins to respond. Traditional explanations may not fully address what you're experiencing. For instance, the sensation of pressure in your chest, unexplained fatigue, or tingling in your limbs may not stem from physical illness. Instead, they may signal energetic recalibration. Your body is no longer operating according to the rules of the physical world alone. It is adjusting to accommodate new frequencies, preparing to support a different way of living. Let's be clear, this process is not without discomfort. Many report difficulty sleeping, erratic appetite changes, sudden emotional releases, and fluctuating energy levels. While conventional medicine may not offer clear answers, the spiritual interpretation provides a different perspective. Your cellular structure is shifting. Your nervous system is learning how to process energy, not just information. Your emotional body is releasing patterns that were formed in a lower dimension, patterns rooted in fear, trauma, and disconnection. If you have experienced bursts of emotion without apparent cause, or if you found yourself withdrawing from overstimulating environments, it is likely because your energetic field is becoming more refined. This is not regression. It is recalibration. Your body is shedding what no longer supports your evolution. This evolution extends beyond the physical. Your mind, too, is adapting. Many chosen individuals report changes in how they perceive time, space, and memory. Old patterns of thinking, particularly those tied to fear, doubt, and self-judgment, begin to dissolve. In their place emerges a quieter, more intuitive voice, one that is not bound by the need for constant validation or control. In the fifth dimension, thought operates differently. It becomes aligned with intention. The energy behind your thoughts carries as much weight as the words themselves. This is why you may find that negative self-talk or exposure to toxic environments feels heavier than it once did. Conversely, quiet reflection, affirmations, and gratitude seem to uplift you quickly. This is the vibrational feedback loop of higher consciousness. Chosen One, what you're experiencing is a sign that you are moving beyond reaction-based living and entering a more conscious way of being. This shift doesn't eliminate challenge, but it changes how challenge is interpreted and addressed. You're learning to observe rather than absorb. You're developing a relationship with your inner world that is more influential than the noise outside. As this internal change continues, you may also observe a reconfiguration in your relationships. People who once felt aligned may begin to drift away. Conversations may feel shallow or emotionally exhausting. In contrast, you might find deep connection with individuals you've only recently met. Connections that seem to operate on an unspoken wavelength. These experiences are not accidental. They reflect the vibrational principle that like attracts like. When your frequency rises, your environment must adapt or fall away. This is why the process of transformation often involves solitude. Isolation is not punishment, it is preparation. In the quiet space, your energy is able to reorganize. Without the interference of conflicting vibrations, your body and spirit can come into alignment with clarity and precision. Solitude also enhances spiritual sensitivity. Many chosen ones begin to develop or deepen spiritual gifts during this time. Intuition sharpens. Dreams become more vivid. Discernment strengthens. You may find yourself able to sense people's intentions without them speaking or to receive insight before circumstances unfold. These are signs that your higher self is becoming more integrated with your daily awareness. It is also common to feel drawn to natural elements during this phase. Walking barefoot on the ground, drinking more water, or craving raw, unprocessed foods. These shifts are not preferences. They are intuitive adjustments. Your body is guiding you toward practices that support the new energy it is learning to hold. As your physical and energetic systems continue to evolve, you may also notice physical sensations in key energetic centers of the body. What some traditions refer to as chakras, tension in the throat, pressure in the forehead, or warmth along the spine may correspond to spiritual activation in those areas. Again, these are not random. They represent the integration of energy systems that once lay dormant. This process is sacred, but it can be misunderstood. Because much of the transformation happens quietly, internally, and without dramatic external evidence, you may question its validity. But chosen one, the confirmation does not come from external validation. It comes from the internal alignment that continues to grow stronger, more stable, and more peaceful as you move forward. The truth is, you are not being broken. You are being rebuilt. Everything that no longer resonates with your divine assignment is being cleared to make space for what is truly aligned. This is why certain habits, relationships, or mindsets can no longer be sustained. They were part of the previous dimension, and your spirit has outgrown them. As we transition to the next section, we will examine how this spiritual evolution impacts not just your body and mind, but also your energy field and emotional patterns. We'll explore how your presence begins to influence others, and why this energetic transformation equips you to become a spiritual leader in this time of awakening. Stay with this message. You are not alone in this journey. You are part of a quiet but growing collective of individuals who are being called to embody a higher reality. The signs are everywhere. The shift is happening, and your role in it is essential. As you continue navigating this spiritual shift, one of the most profound changes you'll notice is in your energetic field, what some traditions refer to as the aura. This is the invisible yet powerful electromagnetic layer that surrounds your body. It holds your thoughts, emotions, intentions, and spiritual imprints. When your consciousness rises, your aura becomes more refined, more sensitive, and more reactive to external influences. You may notice that you begin to feel discomfort in certain environments or around specific individuals, without them saying a word. This is not psychological sensitivity, it's energetic intelligence. Your field is picking up discordant frequencies, and your body is interpreting them as tension, heaviness, or sudden emotional fatigue. At the same time, your presence is becoming more impactful. People may begin to seek your company without understanding why. Some may express that they feel calmer, more centered, or even emotionally stirred around you. This is because your aura is beginning to reflect truth. It acts as a mirror, gently or sometimes forcefully revealing to others what they are holding within themselves. With this expansion of spiritual perception also comes the activation of your divine gifts. These may include heightened intuition, emotional insight, empathic resonance, or even prophetic dreams and visions. These abilities are not new. They are innate to your spiritual design. What's happening now is that they are becoming more active because your physical and emotional bodies are better prepared to sustain them. Chosen one, as these gifts emerge, discernment becomes essential. Not all attention is supportive. The more light you carry, the more you may attract energies that seek to either drain or mirror it. This is why spiritual boundaries are now a necessity, not a preference. Establishing limits on what you engage with, where you invest your energy, and how you maintain your spiritual hygiene becomes part of your daily practice. Your environment plays a key role here. Large crowds, overstimulating media, or environments rooted in negativity may begin to feel intolerable. That's not arrogance. It's your frequency signaling misalignment. In these moments, instead of resisting or criticizing what no longer fits, simply allow it to fall away. Not all disconnections are losses. Many are divine protections. Your environment plays a key role here. Large crowds, overstimulating media, or environments rooted in negativity may begin to feel intolerable. That's not arrogance. It's your frequency signaling misalignment. In these moments, instead of resisting or criticizing what no longer fits, simply allow it to fall away. Not all disconnections are losses. Many are divine protections. Your emotional landscape is also shifting. As you rise into the fifth dimension, emotions move more freely. In the past, feelings like anger, grief, or fear may have become trapped in the body, stored as tension or chronic discomfort. Now, your system is learning to release rather than store. This emotional release often comes as unexpected tears, laughter, or a deep sense of calm that seems disconnected from your external life. This process is commonly referred to as emotional detox. It is the mechanism through which lower vibration emotions, those rooted in old identities or wounds, are purged to make space for higher emotional states like compassion, clarity, and joy. It may feel unstable at times, but that instability is the result of deep clearing. You are not regressing. You are rebalancing. Chosen one, part of this rebalancing involves revisiting old mental patterns. Beliefs that were once central to your worldview, beliefs about your worth, your limitations, or your place in society, may begin to unravel. This is not confusion, it's correction. Your thoughts are beginning to align with a new template, one based on soul truth rather than external conditioning. As these old programs surface, your job is not to fight them, but to observe them, to choose again. You are no longer required to carry inherited beliefs or generational narratives that no longer serve your path. This is the opportunity to rewire your inner dialogue, to replace fear with faith, self-judgment with self-acceptance, and control with surrender. These shifts are not isolated. They influence every aspect of your life, including your relationships. You may notice that some relationships begin to feel strained, while others deepen unexpectedly. As you elevate your energy, only those willing to grow alongside you will remain in resonance. Others may distance themselves, not out of resentment, but because they are no longer aligned with the frequency you carry. This is a natural part of spiritual evolution. It may come with grief, confusion, or even guilt. But understand this: you are not abandoning anyone. You are answering a higher call. Some relationships are seasonal. They exist to reflect a version of you that is now complete. The space they leave behind is necessary for new connections, those grounded in shared purpose, mutual respect, and spiritual alignment. You may also find yourself entering a season of isolation, one where companionship becomes rare and external. Validation disappears. This is not punishment. It is consecration. In solitude, the noise fades, and your inner guidance grows louder. You begin to trust yourself, not as a concept, but as a lived reality. In this quiet, your path becomes unmistakably clear. In this stage, your connection to divine timing also becomes evident. You may realize that certain opportunities fell through, not because of failure, but because they were not aligned with the timeline meant for your highest growth. You may see how delays led to discoveries, how setbacks positioned you perfectly, how endings were actually preparations. This awareness teaches you patience. It helps you let go of the need to rush, to force, or to explain. Divine timing operates on wisdom, not urgency. Your journey is not measured by speed, but by depth. Each phase, each moment of uncertainty, serves a purpose that only becomes clear in hindsight. As this understanding deepens, so does your ability to anchor the fifth dimension in your daily life. This is where your lifestyle must now reflect your inner reality. Simplicity replaces excess. Mindfulness replaces reaction. Stillness becomes a source of power rather than discomfort. Your food choices may shift toward lighter, cleaner nourishment. Your rest patterns may adjust to accommodate energetic integration. You may feel drawn to practices like breathwork, grounding, or silence, not because they are trendy, but because your body intuitively seeks recalibration. This is not about achieving perfection or fitting into a spiritual ideal. It is about creating a supportive environment for your ongoing transformation. The more you align your outer world with your inner evolution, the more effortlessly the shift continues. Chosen. 1. What is unfolding within you is not a phase. It is a complete reorientation of your being. You are not here to simply witness change. You are here to embody it. You are not tasked with convincing others of this path. You are invited to walk it with integrity, and your presence will do the rest. You have likely noticed signs, synchronicities, numbers, symbols, recurring dreams. These are affirmations from the spiritual realm that your path is real and supported. You are not imagining this transformation. You are living it, and you are not alone. You are part of a quiet network of souls undergoing the same realignment, guided by the same divine force. In the final phase of this transition, you are being asked to do one thing: trust. Not because everything is certain, but because you are becoming certain. Trust the guidance that comes from within. Trust the unfolding that doesn't yet make sense. Trust that everything you are releasing is making space for something more aligned, more lasting, and more truthful. You have been chosen not because you are perfect, but because you are willing. The path you walk is not easy, but it is sacred. Every moment of discomfort, every shift in identity, every emotional release is a confirmation. The new earth is not coming. It is awakening through you. Remain grounded. Remain clear. Remain committed. You are becoming what this world so desperately needs. an example of what it means to live with presence, purpose, and spiritual authority. This is the role of the Chosen One. Not to escape the world, but to illuminate it from within. Chosen One, as this journey unfolds, it becomes clear that what you are experiencing is not simply personal transformation. It is part of a broader shift in consciousness. You are not being elevated for status or recognition. You are being refined for responsibility. The insights you've gained, the internal clarity you've cultivated, and the energetic resilience you've developed are all tools. Tools designed not only to guide your path, but to help others navigate their own awakening. This is what distinguishes the Chosen Ones. It is not superiority, it is stewardship. You have been called to embody a frequency that is not yet widespread, to demonstrate what it means to live with internal coherence in a world often defined by fragmentation. This embodiment is your quiet service. You do not need titles or platforms for it to have impact. Your presence alone, grounded, centered, and clear, serves as a catalyst at this point in your journey. Integration is essential. Integration means you are no longer compartmentalizing your spirituality to moments of meditation or reflection. Instead, it becomes embedded in how you walk, speak, decide, and respond. You become the same in silence as you are in action. The Bhaiviti separation between spiritual and physical collapses. Your life becomes whole. In this integrated state, your discernment becomes your compass. You begin to sense which environments nourish your energy and which diminish it. You recognize conversations that lead to growth versus those that feed distraction. You understand that alignment is not about control. It's about choosing clarity over confusion. And so, with each choice you make, you affirm your participation in a higher reality. Yet, you are not immune to challenge. Even as you rise, you may still encounter moments of doubt, fatigue, or solitude. That is part of the human experience. But now, you move through these moments with awareness. You don't fear your own vulnerability. You meet it with presence. You no longer suppress discomfort. You let it inform your next step. This emotional maturity is one of the greatest outcomes of your spiritual evolution. Another sign of this integration is your growing comfort with uncertainty. The Chosen One learns to move not by prediction, but by trust. You understand that divine timing often interrupts comfort zones, but never compromises purpose. You begin to release rigid timelines and allow life to unfold with grace. In doing so, you free yourself from the pressure to force outcomes and open yourself to guidance that emerges from stillness. And, as your own path continues to clarify, you become a living invitation for others. Some may come to you seeking advice, comfort, or simply presence. You will notice that your words begin to carry weight, not because they are rehearsed, but because they are rooted in lived truth. You will not always need to explain your growth. The way you move through life will speak on your behalf. This is where your purpose gains form, not in grand declarations, but in quiet consistency. You wake each day with a renewed awareness of your role, not as a savior, but as a stabilizer, a translator of spiritual insight into practical life. Your intuition becomes an ally, your body a trusted messenger, and your inner peace a signal that you are exactly where you need to be. The fifth dimension is not a destination. It is a state of being. And you, Chosen One, are already walking within it. Every step you take now is one of greater alignment, purpose, and energetic integrity. Your transformation is not ending, it is stabilizing. You are no longer just rising, you are anchoring. Let this be your confirmation. The path you're walking is sacred, and you are not behind. You are right on time. Trust your rhythm. Trust your rise. Chosen One, if this message has resonated with your journey, if the words you've heard echoed a truth already stirring within your spirit, then now is the time to affirm that alignment. You are not here by accident. The signs, the sensations, the deep internal shifts you've been experiencing are not random. They are part of a larger calling, a sacred assignment that only you can fulfill in the way you are designed to. But with awareness comes responsibility. You are being invited to move forward, not just with knowledge, but with action, with presence, and with consistency. Take a moment right now to honor this moment of clarity. Breathe, reflect. Then, if you're ready to step deeper into this path, begin with 3 simple actions. First, show your presence. Comment below with 777 to confirm your awareness, your readiness, and your spiritual agreement with this message. Let it be known, not for attention, but as a declaration of alignment. You are rising, and others walking this path will recognize your light when you speak it into the world. Second, subscribe to this channel. This space is not about hype, it's about insight. Each message here is crafted to meet you where you are and guide you forward in truth. Stay connected so that as your journey evolves, you continue receiving the clarity, reminders, and confirmations you deserve. Third, share this message. There are others, silent, searching, uncertain, who need exactly what you just received. You may not know them personally, but your act of sharing may be the bridge that leads someone else into their awakening. Be that light. You are not alone. This is a community of chosen ones. Together, we are grounding the frequency of the 5th dimension in real time. One truth, one step, one soul at a time. Stay grounded, stay faithful, and above all, stay aligned. Your journey is sacred. Walk it fully.